We have several presentations on tonight. It's very exciting to see a large group here, a lot of familiar faces. So we'll start off with our first. It's P 21025. This is a resolution honoring Rensselaer County veteran James W. Westhead Sr. And I am going to ask Jim and his wife to come on up front. And this is a presentation by legislators Harrington, Maloney, Hoffman, and anybody else who'd like to join us up front.
It's my honor to read this resolution as chairman of the Veterans Committee in the county legislature. And on behalf of all the legislators, we are presenting this resolution. This is a resolution honoring Rensselaer County veteran James W. Westhead Sr., whereas it is consistent with the duties of this legislative body to recognize achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, we acknowledge with respect and admiration individuals whose bravery and dedication have been so valuable to our community. Whereas Rensselaer County owes a great debt to the men and women of our loyal armed forces who so bravely stand ready to preserve our American heritage. And whereas James W. Westhead Sr. was born on May 5th, 1939 in Brooklyn, New York, to the late Edna Boers and James F. Westhead. He is the brother of Dorothy Westhead Coote. And whereas James enlisted in the United States Navy on January 27th, 1958 in New York, New York. And whereas James's training included interior communications, electrician, signalman, and nuclear power. And whereas James served as an interior communications electrician reactor operator on the USS Patrick Henry submarine and the USS Skate submarine. And whereas James was honorably discharged on January 15th, 1964, with a rank of first-class petty officer, and he received the Good Conduct Medal for his service. Whereas James and his wife Sandra have 3 children, James Jr., Michael, and Angela. And whereas James was employed for 42 years with the RPI Nuclear Engineering. And whereas James has been a member of the Spiegeltown Fire Company for 58 years, serving as past president, lieutenant, assistant fire chief, past fire chief, and past fire commissioner. And whereas James had also served his town of Schaghticoke as a town councilman for 16 years, now therefore be it resolved that this legislative body does hereby acknowledge the sacrifices this great man and his family have made and continue to make for the ideals for which this nation stands, fully confident that his achievements and contributions will live on to serve as a legacy for all. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to James W. Westhead Sr. It's kind of, we honor our deceased veterans once a month here, and it's a real honor to honor a living veteran once in a while for a change. I think this is something we've done in the past a little bit, but it's something I think we should do more of. Jim, you have anybody want else to speak? You probably do. Go ahead.
Jim is truly a remarkable man. He's my mentor. Jim came back to the firehouse as I was chief of Spiegeltown for many years, just to drive during the day because that's a big need in the volunteer service right now. So him and a few others would come down and drive for us when needed. But Jim also was a neighbor, and he was there for you anytime you needed something. The phone would ring. They would look out their back door. They would see you're out there. They would wonder what you're doing and check in on you and make sure everything's all right. So Jim is a lifelong friend. I had the honor, I've done a few banners, I think, right, Carol? I've had the honor of hanging Jim's banner, and in doing so, Jim resides on the same pole as my father, right by the firehouse where they both belong. So it's been a pleasure, it's been an honor, and Jim's a hell of a man.
It was actually my pleasure to serve this great country. I take great pride in that. It was a good thing to do. Just a few thank yous. I want to thank the legislature for this honor. I want to thank my friends from Spiegeltown that are here. Special friend that I had when I lived I just moved out of Spiegeltown, believe it or not. But Mike Hipwell was our next door neighbor, and his wife Lynn, and they actually did everything for us when we lived next door to them as we got older. And he just took care of it. We were able to stay in our house a few more years thanks to them. And my most thanks go to my beautiful wife, Sandy, 52 years, stood by me through all of that nonsense with the firehouse and the town board. So it was great, though. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
He's going on me. He left.
Our next resolution is P 21625. This is a resolution honoring Paul Muzio for his service to the Rensselaer Elks Lodge 2073 as exalted ruler. I'd invite Paul, his friends, family, anybody else who wants to join us up front. And this is a resolution presentation by legislators Grant, Bailey, Hoffman, and Fiacco.
Thank you. Again, welcome to East Greenbush, for those of you who aren't residents of the area. We're going to do something a little bit unusual. We're going to recognize Paul Muzio as well as Jim Walsh at the same time. Paul is the former exalted ruler of the Elks Lodge. Jim is the current exalted ruler of the Elks Lodge. So we're very, very proud to honor them, recognize them before the legislature today. East Greenbush has been very fortunate over the years of having a very, very strong Elks Lodge. I'll read in the resolution some of the particulars, but all the things that the Elks do for their community really starts from the head of the organizations, as well as the ladies auxiliary in the Elks. And these two gentlemen have exemplified everything that is great about Elkdom and everything that is great about East Greenbush and the county of Rensselaer. They do a remarkable job. They never think of themselves first. They're always thinking about how they can help people in the community. And they both claim to have senses of humor as well. We're still looking at some examples of that. So let me read the resolutions for both of them, if you don't mind. So again, we thank them for being here today. First one is for Paul. Whereas, as it is the sense of our unique society to recognize the contributions and achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, this legislative body acknowledges with profound respect and admiration an individual who has shown distinctive personal achievements in their personal career, other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenry. Whereas, attendant to such concern and fully in accord with our longstanding traditions, it is the intent of the Rensselaer County Legislature to convey its compliments and congratulations to Paul. And whereas the Rensselaer Elks Lodge number 2073 has over 900 members and focuses on aiding the less fortunate and building a stronger community, supporting our troops and veterans, promoting youth activities and scholarships, and inspiring patriotism, Americanism, and respect for the United States flag. And whereas the exalted ruler is the president and executive officer of the lodge, responsible for overseeing all lodge activities, ensuring that they align with the Elks' mission and values. And whereas Paul Musio served with distinction as the Rensselaer Elks Lodge 2073 as exalted ruler. And whereas Paul is deserving of the accolades of all members for the successful way in which he handled his duties. And those of you who've been in leadership positions in various organizations know not everything is smooth sailing from time to time. Occasionally there's a raised voice or perhaps a hurtful comment that people have to get over. And Paul has done that. Whereas the work that was accomplished is a tribute to Paul's leadership and effort, now therefore it be resolved that this legislative body most joyously commends Paul Musio for his dedicated service to the Rensselaer Elks Lodge 2073, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, suitably engrossed, be transmitted to past exalted ruler Paul Musio. Let me make sure I give you the right one, Paul. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Second resolution, James Walsh. Thank you. Thank you. I've been waiting for that. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're very welcome.
Resolution commending Jimmy Walsh upon being installed as the Rensselaer Elks Lodge number 2073 new exalted ruler. It's not so new anymore, but when we drafted this, you were new. Whereas, as it is the sense of our unique society to recognize the contributions and achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, this legislative body acknowledges with profound respect and admiration an individual who has shown distinctive personal achievements in their professional career, other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenry. And whereas attendant to such concern and fully in accord with our longstanding traditions, it is the intent of the Rensselaer County Legislature to convey its compliments and congratulations to Jimmy Walsh.
Thank you, Thomas.
And whereas, you can call me Tom. Oh, Tommy, thanks, right there. Thanks, Bobby. Whereas the Rensselaer Elks Lodge 2073 has over 900 members, it didn't increase since we read the previous resolution, it's kind of stayed the same, and focuses on aiding the less fortunate and building a stronger community, supporting our troops and veterans, promoting youth activities and scholarships, and inspiring patriotism, Americanism, and respect for the United States flag. And whereas the exalted ruler is the president and executive officer of the lodge, responsible for overseeing all lodge activities, ensuring they align with the Elks' mission and values. And whereas Jimmy Walsh, a longtime East Greenbush resident, has been installed as the exalted ruler of the Rensselaer Elks Lodge 2073. And whereas Jimmy Walsh has been a valued member of the lodge, serving as chair of the Grounds Committee and chair of the Sickness and Distress Committee. Now, I can't think of a better person if you're sick or in some sort of distress, is have Jim Walsh come to you and try and either cheer you up or work with you during a period of difficult time. He's known for that. He's known for his good sense of humor. He's known for caring about people. So he was the perfect person to do that. Whereas James Walsh has been Well, let's go to the resolve. Resolve that this legislative body most joyously commends Jimmy Walsh upon being installed as the new exalted ruler of Rensselaer Elks Lodge 2073, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed be transmitted to exalted ruler James Walsh. Let me say this. No, okay, won't say that. I'll say something else. I'll say something else. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Are you? Okay, Paul? Oh, yes. Okay, good. The Elks organizations nationwide, there are some good lodges, some not so good lodges. The Elks Lodge in East Greenbush, Rensselaer Lodge 2073 is an outstanding lodge and has been recognized by the National Association as being a nationally known lodge. And that is due in no small part to the contributions of Paul and Jim. Membership of the Elks, you have a wide range of membership in individuals in age and political persuasion as well. And the one thing that is so great about the Elks, particularly in a modern day society here, is you can go to the Elks and you're not yelling or screaming or arguing with each other. You're trying to find common ground and working together for the benefit of the community. This lodge, we are so proud to be members of this lodge. Those of you who are from the lodge, would you mind raising your hand or applauding? It is a remarkable group of people. And it is, again, it's honored to be here, and we're honored to recognize Jim, James, Jimmy, and Paul.
I've been called worse.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And right now, we're hoping, does anybody else like to say anything? Yeah, we're all hoping, oh, Leon will say something.
I'd like to say something. First of all, Paul, you're turning over to an Irishman. I married an Irish woman, so I got a problem, but that's all right. Tu parla Italiano? Un poco in the end. Yeah, anyways, Jimmy, I'm proud to call him a friend of mine, and he hasn't been over to make Supersada in a year or two, but
Didn't bring any either.
I know I can't bring it here, but yeah, but yeah, you did good.
I did.
Yeah, anyways, I'm honored to call him a friend, and to be straight, he's a straight shooter, and I gotta be honest with you, you couldn't get a better man to run the lodge. And I'm proud to be a member of it, even though I got signed up in Troy, not East Greenbush, but I'm still in Elk, and they made me do that goofy stuff in the
I
end.
know, yeah.
But anyways, love you guys. Congratulations,
Mayor.
okay?
Thank you, brother. I know that. I know. You're a good man.
And we would really like to hear from both Paul and Jim, if you'd like to say a few words. Thank you.
Phew.
That was directed at you, Jim. Yeah.
I understand.
Thank you, Rensselaer County Legislator, for this honor. It's humbling, very, very humbling. Rensselaer Lodge, Elks 2073, and its members will continue to do great service to our community, to our schools, to our churches, to our libraries, to our homeless, to our needy, and to our veterans. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I would like to thank everybody here, people in the back, good friends of mine. I'm called the exalted ruler, but I actually call myself a spoke on a wheel. Because if a wheel doesn't have spokes, then the wheel's not going to run. And that's a spoke. Mark Mann, Tara, Val, Mrs. Mann, and whoever's here from Rensselaer Lodge Elks. That's part of the wheel. That's how the wheel moves, okay? But we take great pride in really taking care of our people and our veterans and our schools and our sports community, our soldiers, and it's really heartfelt that we were recognized from you people today, and I appreciate it. Actually, I have a couple spokes, like I said, that are in the crowd. But without, me and Paul are good, all right? And we have to make tough decisions, and not everybody agrees with it. But the fact of the matter is our goal is the mission. It's not necessarily always personality. It's the mission. And we have, by the way, 925 members now.
And we got 10 more coming in. We got applications at the bar. But it's a great place to hang out. It's a great place to meet people. It's a great place to go to dinner. We have comedy shows, karaoke, blah, blah, blah. I could go on all night. But on behalf of Mr. Musio and myself, I'd like to thank the legislature and all you fine people for coming out and honoring us. And thank you very much.
Why? What are you, nuts?
Very, very nice of you guys. Thank you, honey. You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate this, believe me, I tell
Well
you. Thank you,
deserved.
thank you.
Tom Grant, don't get too comfortable. Our next presentation is for P 26225. This is a resolution commending the Honorable Ellen Pangburn upon being awarded the New York State Town Clerks Association Registered Municipal Clerk designation. So I would invite the Honorable Ellen Pangburn to come on up with your family and anyone else that's with you. This is a presentation by legislators Grant, Hoffman, Bailey, and Fiacco.
Again, welcome to East Greenbush. Verna McFarland, Joan Whipple, Linda Kennedy, Kim Carlock, and Ellen Pangburn. Over the last 40 years, plus, I think, East Greenbush has been very, very fortunate to have a tremendous group of town clerks. Now, Ellen is a little bit unique out of this group because shortly after Ellen became town clerk, COVID hit. So there is no more people person office in any town, as we all know, than the town clerk. And generally when people need to go to the town clerk, it's not the greatest day in their lives. They've gotten some kind of a notice or some kind of, well, maybe there's good, if like marriage certificates, yeah, okay, yeah. You know, it depends how you look at it, I guess, yeah. Fishing license, thank you, Ken. So there's a lot of good there, okay. But when you've got COVID and things are shut down, it makes things more difficult. You could end up with expired fishing licenses and a lot of things could go wrong. Ellen was able, through her hard work of revitalizing the town clerk's office, bringing it in, as I like to say, into the 20th century. Again, I know we're in the 21st century. But a lot of times the clerk's offices throughout the county and the nation were resistant to going and doing things more current as far as technology goes. Ellen embraced that with her team, and she's here today because, well, one of the reasons she's here today is that she is being commended upon having been awarded by the New York State Town Clerks Association with the Registered Municipal Clerk designation. That's an awful lot of hard work you have to do. Anyone who's kind of gone through any sort of accreditation program or licensing program recognizes how difficult that is. And Ellen did it. You go into the town clerk's office now, seamless. I don't think there's a question you're unable to answer, at least find out the answer quickly. And that was a major boost to the town of East Greenbush, particularly as the town has grown in population and businesses over the years. So we were very fortunate to have that series of tremendous town clerks, and we're extremely fortunate to have Ellen Pangburn in the role of town clerk currently. So I'll read the resolution. I want to make sure I didn't get this resolution mixed up with Jimmy Walsh's resolution, so I just do that. Whereas, it is the sense of our unique society to recognize the contributions and achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County. We praise the career of a woman whose example has enriched the lives of the residents of the county of Rensselaer. And whereas Ellen Pangburn was first elected to serve as the East Greenbush Town Clerk in 2019, and she's done such a tremendous job, she was unopposed in 2023. So that's an amazing feature. We're a very competitive, well, I won't get into it. We're a very competitive town, and it's very unusual to have somebody who's doing such a wonderful job that she is unopposed for a position. Whereas Ellen serves as a dedicated and conscientious voice, tirelessly advancing office efficiency and town services, and whereas since taking office in 2020, during the pandemic, Ellen has written and received grants totaling over, and this might be old too, over $140,000? Two of them. And to modernize record-keeping facilities and archive the most important records. And whereas Ellen has improved town services by accepting credit debit cards. Can you imagine? There wasn't a system where you could accept a credit or a debit card, which isn't as easy to set up as you'd think, too. There was a reason that didn't happen. It was a difficult process to do that. An up-to-date resource for the constituents of the town of East Greenbush. Digitalized records and operates the office with efficiency and professionalism. Whereas as town clerk, Ellen also serves as the registrar of vital statistics. And whereas the New York State Town Clerks Association was founded in 1982 and is dedicated to promoting the professional development of town clerks across the state as administrative leaders, and whereas the registered municipal clerk designation is a professional credential awarded by the New York State Town Clerks Association, recognizing the education and professional accomplishments of the town clerks, promoting continued education and enhancing their ability to serve their constituents. Whereas this year, Ellen again has been awarded the New York State Town Clerks Association Registered Municipal Clerk designation. Now therefore be it resolved that in accordance with the tradition of this legislative body, to recognize those individuals whose superior achievements have contributed to the vitality of this community, we hereby commend Ellen Pangburn upon the occasion of receiving the Registered Municipal Clerk designation. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to East Greenbush Town Clerk Ellen Pangburn. Ellen, thank you so much on behalf of the legislature. Would you please say a few words?
This is another honor in the last 5.5 years in my position. Thank you to all the legislators. And Tom, I really appreciate you, recognizing the New York State Town Clerks Association. I have attended the conference the last 5 years, actually, in April. And during COVID, they did an amazing job doing it virtual. And the Registered Municipal Clerk certification, it's a culmination of education, training, and education. So I didn't quite make it last year, but I was determined to get that this year. Along with the 2 grants Tom had mentioned, I now have 2 records management grants under my belt, totaling just over $140,000. And I forgot about the credit cards. So that's been in place at least 2.5 years now. And I was also a very big advocate with another coworker a year ago for a new Town of East Greenbush website. So if any of you know what the old website was, and we went live in December, it's much more user-friendly, much more prettier, and but I was really pushing for that, and fortunately the town board agreed, so we were able to pursue it. But I love my job, I love my work. Every day is a new day. I'm still learning. There are still some questions that I can't answer, but I do, ask others and find out. But this has been great, and I'm truly appreciative of being honored tonight. Thank you very much.
Really proud, really proud.
How are you?
Okay, next we have Resolution P 26525. This is a resolution commending the Hoosick Valley School Odyssey of the Mind team upon their successful performance in the 2025 state championships. That's very hard to achieve. Do we have our folks here from the school, the team, and any teachers who are there with you, parents, whoever wants to come on up in front? This is a presentation by legislators Harrington and Maloney.
Welcome, everyone. This is a resolution commending the Hoosick Valley High School Odyssey of the Mind team upon their successful performance in the 2025 state championships. Whereas within our children lies the future of our nation, and to recognize the efforts of the exceptional youth will inspire other young adults to emulate their achievements, ensuring our community a brighter future. And whereas, consistent with the tradition of the Rensselaer County Legislature, it is with great pleasure that we joyfully acknowledge the outstanding success of the Hoosick Valley High School Odyssey of the Mind team. And whereas Hoosick Valley's team was awarded the coveted Renatra Fusca Creativity Award, and at the Region 4 tournament, this award represents the essence of the Odyssey of the Mind and is presented to teams who exhibit exceptional creativity. It is the highest honor bestowed and earned the team a place in the New York State Odyssey of the Mind tournament in Syracuse. And whereas a successful problem solution is not a criterion for winning the award, but rather the award is a way to acknowledge and encourage creative thinking and risk-taking. The name comes from a type of insect, Renatra fusca, which can walk on water. And whereas students comprising the successful team at the state champions in Syracuse on April 5th, 2025 were, I'm going to do my best, Isabel Schmidt, Evan Antelock, Anna Grace Macica, Sophia Wilson, Julia Mastromarchi, and Amelia Stenard. And whereas, under the guidance of Coach Kyle Schmidt, the team won first place and then participated on the New York State team at the World Finals at Michigan State University on May 24th, 2025, where they placed fourth in the world against the teams from across the United States and the country and counties around the world. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Rensselaer County Legislature proudly congratulates team members of the 2025 Odyssey of the Mind team representing Hoosick Valley High School upon their outstanding achievement in the state championship and wishes them the best of luck in their future competition. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to team members and coaches. I'd like to say that any award that a child gets is a wonderful award. That means that you worked harder than some of your peers and you stood out. So it's well worth putting in your booklet for the future, and we look to see your name surface again on some other awards. So thank you. Anybody want to say anything?
Being that my niece's son is part of the team, and he's been on the team a couple of years, they've done this a couple of years in a row. They've been here, come down because they've won awards in other years. I'd like to congratulate the whole team again.
You guys want to say something? Anybody?
So yeah, Odyssey of the Mind is something that we do. We've all been doing it for different amounts of time, but we came together and it's something that's fun for us. It's something that we're proud of. We take it very seriously. Hoosick Valley hasn't really given us the recognition until recently because we are such a good team and we really do try our hardest. And we spend hours and hours and hours practicing our skit. And when we perform, it's great. And I love our team and I'm very proud of us. And I would like to give a special thanks to Kyle Schmidt for letting us always use her studio to practice, and of course, all of the parents that have supported us and given us transportation and allowed us to go on a trip to another state for an entire week. It's great. So I would like to thank them, and thank you for recognizing us. I appreciate it.
Anybody else?
Hello. Thank you for recognizing us. I just want to say that Odyssey of the Mind is a creative problem-solving competition where students form teams and they solve open-ended problems in front of a panel of judges, and they work months and almost a whole year on their problem. And it just is creative problem-solving, budgeting, time management, community building, the list, artistic. They make their costumes, they make their backdrops. So it's so much rolled into one. It's so much fun. And this team has won states 2 years in a row, and we went to Worlds 2 years in a row. Last year we won 5th place, and this year we won 4th place, competing against teams from all around the world, Switzerland, Korea, China, everywhere. It was just so amazing, and the lifelong bonds that the team makes while we're there it's so special. And I really appreciate you taking the time to honor us today. They really deserve it. And they put Hoosick Valley, our little Hoosick Valley Central School District, on the map, competing against these teams from all over the world. So they're super high caliber students, and they really care. So thank you.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, our next resolution is P 28825. This is a resolution commending Harrington Farms for having their exceptional achievements in forage production and agricultural innovation published in the June 2025 edition of the Milkweed. This was a little bit of a surprise to Kenny that we were having some of his family in tonight, so I'm going to invite them up front to join us up front here with you, Ken. And this is a presentation by Legislator Maloney and anybody else who would like to join us up front.
Well, welcome. This is a resolution commending the Harrington Farms for having their exceptional achievements in forage production and agricultural innovation published in the June 2025 edition of the Milkweed. Whereas Harrington Farms, Inc., located in Troy, New York, has operated as a fourth-generation family-run dairy farm dedicated to the excellence in agricultural production and innovation. And whereas in the fall of 2021, Harrington Farms earned unprecedented recognition by achieving a rare double win at the World Dairy Expo, WDE, Forage Analysis Super Bowl, placing first in both the BMR, corn silage, and conventional corn haylage competition. The first time a single farm has won both categories in the same year. And whereas these achievements gained recognition in the June 2025 edition of the Milkweed, dairy's best source for the news and analysis, and whereas the family's award-winning BMR corn silage scored highest among 342 entries, with superior digestibility and nutrition that support exceptional milk production. And whereas Harrington Farms was also recognized for their alfalfa haylage sample, showcasing their commitment to producing high-quality forage using a blend of progressive and traditional methods, including precision management, sustainability, and responsible nutrient input strategies. And whereas the success of Harrington Farms is attributed to the dedication of Jason Harrington, who tragically passed away in March of 2025, as well as to the commitment of his family members, Ken, Phil, and Jessica Harrington, and their loyal employees who continue to advance the legacy of this family farm. And whereas Harrington Farms manages approximately 2,000 acres of crops, provides nutrient-dense feed to its herd of over 700 Holstein dairy cows, and maintains an impressive standard of production and herd health while implementing conservation-minded practices such as nutrient recycling and soil health management. And whereas Harrington Farms exemplifies agricultural excellence, innovation, and community values, and serves as a model of family farming success in Rensselaer County and beyond. Now therefore be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature hereby commends and congratulates Harrington Farms for their outstanding achievements in forage production, their commitment to sustainable and effective farm management, and their positive contributions to the agricultural legacy of Rensselaer County. And be it further resolved that that a copy of this resolution be transmitted to the Harrington family in recognition of their dedication, innovation, and accomplishments. And I will just add just maybe one or two little things. I believe in 2021, the Harrington Farm was the largest dairy farm in Rensselaer County at that time. It wasn't until after that that a very successful businessman bought a few farms and put them together that maybe moved them from that position. But right now, they're second and by themselves have successfully run this business for a very long time. And we look forward to the future, and we certainly look up to our farmers for sure, because I'm sure everybody ate at some point today. So thank a farmer. Anybody want to say anything? Go ahead.
This is a little difficult. This is my daughter Jessica, and this is Sherry, who, if you call Harrington Farms for mulch or anything else, or anything, probably Sherry will answer the phone and take care of it. Sherry runs the office. Jessica kind of does all the paperwork, keeping up the records. I mean, it's quite a deal just keeping up with the records on crops, as we're talking about crops tonight. And my son took over the crops probably 10 years ago from me. I did this for 50 years and didn't win any awards. But he took over the crop production probably 10 years ago. I didn't think it was that long, but time flies, especially when you get older. He sampled we have fields, okay? You know, field different sizes, but I think we work 320 some fields. And each one of those fields, he sampled every year, take a soil sample of the dirt and then sends it out, gets it analyzed, and then figures the fertilizer he needs to use, the lime. And he even got to the point where he determines certain blends of corn would operate on different types of soil better than others. So he spent a lot of time doing all this research and stuff. And it was kind of funny because we never thought of anything. Our forage is stored in silos, big bunker silos, piles of maybe, 5,000 ton in each pile. And we probably put up 18,000 ton, maybe, of silage a year. This year, I'm not so sure with the weather, is not cooperating. And so Cargill Grain Company samples that for us probably once a month in each one of these bunks that we store the forage in. And they came to Jason and said, you got some real quality forage time and time again, month after month, and said, we'd like to send a sample to the World Dairy Expo in Madison, Wisconsin, where they judge it for milk production per ton. So how much milk a cow would give on a ton of that forage. And that's all done by the University of Wisconsin, but the samples are worldwide. A few samples from Europe, a lot of samples from the United States, many also from Canada and some from Mexico. So those 342 or whatever it was were from all over the world. And we've never entered any contest. And we won not only in these two categories, but then they judged the forage that produced against all forages, hay, forage, all different kinds of forages for milk production per ton. And we won the overall world best forage, which is never, I think that's probably been going on more than 50 years, I think it said, if I remember right. And no one from New York State has ever won that award. Some of these big guys out western New York, another place out in western part of the United States, I mean, they actually take a field and, like you plant one field to that and work on it and do something special. And ours was just forage out of our bunks, which even is more amazing. And so it's a great honor for us to be here and receive this. And it's a great honor to win the world's best forage. And I think we owe that to my son Jason and her brother. So thank you.
Anybody else?
Kenny, it's a great honor. You're part of us. Thank you.
He's ready for you.
Yeah, we don't have Farmer Dan here either.
Thanks for you.
Don't sell yourself short, Ken.
Thank you.
You just never entered anything, that's all.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congrats. Sorry, you know, I'm sorry.
Our next resolution is P 29025. This is a resolution commending Mark Mann on the occasion of his retirement from the East Greenbush Central School District Board of Education. This is a presentation by Legislator Grant, Hoffman, Bailey, and Fiacco, and I'd like to invite Mark up, and Tina, if you'd like to come up as well, join us up front.
Tina was just complimenting Mark on his outfit here today, so just a little bit of a insight. Oh, sorry, I don't know if that. He's retired, right? Yeah. Mark Mann is one of those individuals that you really can't summarize his career. He has excelled in a number of endeavors, the military, police department. He now coordinates the bingo at the East Greenbush Elks. It's probably one of his most challenging positions he's ever had, I think. But we're here tonight to celebrate Mark upon his retirement as a member of the East Greenbush Board of Education. Again, yet another organization where you're seeing a lot of good, no fishing licenses, but you have a lot of good because you get to see students progress and teachers be honored. But also a lot of concern. People, when you run into a member of the Board of Education in the supermarket, they generally have a lot to say to you about how the school districts may be run. It's a difficult job. It is a job that was without pay. It is a labor of love, and Mark has demonstrated throughout his 17 years as a member of the school board the very highest degree of professional service to his community. So we appreciate this. We'll do the resolution now if we could. Again, a resolution commending Mark Mann on the occasion of his retirement from the East Greenbush Central School District Board of Education. Whereas, as it is the sense of our unique society to recognize the contributions and achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, this legislative body acknowledges with profound respect and admiration of such an individual. Whereas attendant to such concern and fully in accord with our longstanding traditions, it is the intent of the Rensselaer County Legislature to convey its compliments and congratulations to Mark Mann upon the occasion of his retirement from the East Greenbush School District Board of Education. And whereas Mark Mann has served the East Greenbush Central School District Board of Education with distinction for 17 years, beginning with his election in 2008 until he finally retired from the board on June 30th of 2025. And whereas Mark Mann has demonstrated unwavering commitment to the students, faculty, and residents of the East Greenbush community through his tireless volunteerism, thoughtful leadership, and steadfast advocacy for educational excellence. And whereas throughout his tenure, the East Greenbush Central School District has achieved numerous accolades, including the designation of 2 National Blue Ribbon Schools, repeated inclusion in the U.S. News and World Report Best Schools rankings, and consistent recognition as the best school district in the Capital Region over the past 3 years. Whereas, under Mr. Mann's stewardship, the district successfully initiated and completed 4 capital improvement projects, maintained consistent voter support for all school budgets, and expanded student programs and learning opportunities for all levels of learners. And whereas prior to his service on the Board of Education, Mr. Mann served the town of East Greenbush as a dedicated member of the police department, working as a DARE officer and school resource officer at Columbia High School from 1994 to 2008, and retiring from the force in 2015. And whereas Mark Mann has continued his public service through military duty in the New York Air National Guard, exemplifying a life of dedication to country and community. And whereas Mark Mann has expressed deep pride in the district's progress, stating his appreciation for a strong board, dedicated staff and faculty, and the opportunities created for students of all backgrounds and abilities. Now therefore be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature hereby commends Mark Mann for his exemplary service, leadership, and dedication to the East Greenbush Central School District and the wider Rensselaer County community. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, suitably engrossed, be presented to Mark Mann in honor of his retirement and in recognition of his outstanding contributions to education, public safety, and civic life. Anybody else like to say anything? Kel?
I don't know what else to say. When you listen to a career as vast and I'm sure as proud as Mark's, you know, I know as a wife of a former police officer, that's a very difficult position. And it doesn't surprise me that in his career he served as a DARE officer, always with a focus on children. As a former Board of Education member myself, I know it's a difficult position because, you know, we go door to door and here, our school taxes are really, really high, right? But I don't think people realize who are on the Board of Education, all the mandates and things that board members in the school districts really have to manage while always keeping the focus on the children first. If you notice, throughout Rensselaer County, there are cameras on buses now. And we were proud to sponsor that local law, that legislation to implement that program with safety, again, for the children being paramount. But that would not have happened without you and Jeff Simons. He was relentless in the pursuit of us making sure that we worked with bus patrol and worked through that process to be able to provide safe entry and exit on our school buses. You know, we have some of our members here who are transportation experts, you know, at some of the other schools. And I can tell you right now, it would not have happened without his perseverance and his dedication to the children of not only East Greenbush School District, but across the county. So on behalf of myself and the rest of the legislators, I just want to say thank you so much for all you've done for our community. And Tina, you as well. We appreciate you so much.
Mark or Tina, would you like to say a few words? Either one? Okay.
Tina, are you sure? I'm good.
Thank you, Mark. That's yours. I'll give it to Tina.
Thank you. Thank you to the legislature. Thank you to all my friends that came out to support me tonight. And, you know, I enjoyed my time on the school board. You know, we have the biggest school district in Rensselaer County. And, you know, we did a lot. We accomplished a lot. You know, we made things better for our district. I want to thank the residents of East Greenbush for always supporting our budget, our large capital project that we just undertook to better our schools, because education is extremely important. And, you know, I had 2 successful students, children, that went through our school district. So, again, thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't do the things I do for recognition. I do them because I want to make things better and I want to do good. So thank you very much.
Okay, next we have presentation P29125. This is a resolution commending the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce upon the occasion of their 125th anniversary. And is the president here today? Okay. And this is a presentation by legislators Grimm, Nichols, Fleming, Galuski, Weaver, and Zalewski. And anyone else who'd like to join us up front?
Kendra? Marguerite, why don't you both come down too? Where the camera shy?
She's a strong introvert.
Well, I am honored to be presenting this resolution tonight to celebrate the 125th anniversary of the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce. When you think about it, this organization has been in existence since 1900, back in the Victorian era, actually. I imagine that their objectives back then were quite different. It was probably more centered on farming and agriculture than it is what it is today. So over the years, it's had a great history, and it certainly has a great survival rate. So I'd like to begin by saying this is a resolution commending the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce upon the occasion of their 125th anniversary. And whereas, consistent with the duty of this legislative body, to acknowledge those individuals and institutions who have contributed to the vitality of Rensselaer County, we recognize with profound respect and admiration an important milestone in the history of our community. And whereas attendant to such duty and fully in accord with this long-standing tradition, it is the intent of this legislative body to convey its compliments and felicitations to the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce on the occasion of their 125th anniversary. And whereas the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce serves to assist in the growth and development of businesses all throughout Rensselaer County. With the Chamber's support, the county has been able to grow into a modern hub for global information businesses. And whereas in addition to continuing to aid businesses in their growth and development, the Chamber actively advocates on public policy issues and is one of the 3 founders of the Tech Valley Chamber Coalition. And whereas, in addition to continuing to aid businesses in their growth and development, whereas the Chamber also holds events to support marketing opportunities such as speaker engagement, group meetings, and showcase events. These opportunities are what make the Chamber and the businesses it supports thrive. So now, therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations and most joyously commends the staff and all members of the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce upon the occasion of their 125th anniversary. As I said before, it has been around a long time, but the Rensselaer County Chamber is one of these entities that we have in our county that is not just something that promotes and markets much of what we have in the county, but it partners with everyone, partners with us. I have had the privilege of partnering over the years with the Rensselaer County Chamber of Commerce, most recently through some work at RPI and celebrating a bicentennial anniversary. We partnered with many things, and what it does, it brings people together. It mobilizes people to do more, and it certainly makes a better county for us to live in. So I'd like to, congratulate them. Any of my colleagues like to say anything? I'd like to turn the mic over to Norris, if I could. Yes. Thanks, Peter. Congratulations.
Should never let an extroverted chamber president be one of the last people to come up and talk, because they won't stop. So wonderful, really hard to follow up with all the recognition that happened today. One of the distinctions as I was walking up here is I'm representing an organization. Everybody that went before me, individuals, really solid. So it's a deep honor to be up here. And I get the distinct, again, honor and pride to be able to be the leader of this organization in its 125th year. I didn't actually know I was talking, so the longer that people came up and were recognized, the more notes I took, so I'm sorry about that. But I want to thank my board chair, Kendra Hart, who is president of Martin Electric, who's here as well, and thank you. That's the professional support, and on the personal life support, my wife of 35 years, Marguerite Pearson, is here as well, so thank you. We are 3 of 15 chambers in the region, and one of the quick lessons I learned during the interview, I'm going to my 3rd year at this job, but the board made it very clear, We're an apolitical organization. We're here to lift every organization, every party, every opportunity that we can up. And it was made very clear to me when I also was just a couple months into the job that one of the college presidents regionally said, Norris, love the work that the chamber's doing, but if you don't all work together as chambers, this region will not succeed. And that really resonated with me because it made me realize that it's not about competition, it's about collaboration and cooperation. And that's very important to go forward. One of the things, as Kendra is my board chair, we went through strategic planning last year. And one of the things she continues to talk to me about is our value proposition as an organization. And our value proposition continues to be that we are the voice of small business. And my staff and I came up with a line that we love, that we're large enough to serve, we're small enough to care. We take our pride in being the voice of small business while recognizing the importance of our significantly larger partners out there as well. We continue to say unbelievably that this organization has continued to stay relevant after 125 years. But our mission every day is to wake up and help lift this region through collaboration and cooperation. So Peter had also mentioned events, and I got to make a plug that so few folks know that there are about 3 people that pulled off the Victorian Stroll. I won't even give myself credit for being one of them. So the fact that one of the #1 seasonal event in the area that draws in 10 to 15, 20,000 people from the region is pulled off by a couple people well into their mid-20s right now is nothing short of awesome. So I thank you for the opportunity to be able to give me this platform and to be able to be the person to represent this organization at this significant time. So thank you. That's all for my unscripted comments that I did not have. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, Peter, very much. Something for you. Thanks. I won't hug you last one.
Hey, Norris, I got a little something for you to take home.
Our next resolution is commending Sunnyside Child Development Center. Is there anybody here from Sunnyside tonight? Okay. Okay, our next resolution is P 29625. This is a resolution commending Valetti Lumber upon the occasion of their 100th anniversary. This is a presentation by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, Fiacco, Grant, and anyone else who'd like to join us up front with Steve and anybody else from the family and friends, come on up.
Still working. I know you can.
This is a resolution commending Valenti Lumber upon their occasion of their 100th anniversary. Whereas this legislative body endeavors to recognize those individuals and businesses who, through their service and dedication, contribute to the climate and the fabric of Rensselaer County. Whereas attendant to such duties and fully in accord with its longstanding tradition, it is an intent of this legislative body to convey compliments to Valenti Lumber for serving its community for a remarkable 100 years. And whereas in 1925, Antonio Valenti, an Italian immigrant with an indomitable spirit and a vision for the future, established a humble sawmill in the mountains of Taborton, New York, laying a foundation for what would become a pillar of the Capital District's economy and community. And whereas throughout hardship and resilience and innovation, including rebuilding after a devastating fire in 1941, and embracing in new technologies, Antonio and his son, Louis and Tony, grew LJ Valeni Incorporated into a thriving lumber business that adapted with the times while remaining true to its values. And whereas known as Valeni Lumber, the business has evolved from its early days of logging with horses and crosscut saws to a modern sawmill lumber and millwork shop serving contractors, wholesalers, and woodworkers with high-quality custom lumber and millwork products. Whereas for centuries, Valeni Lumber has been a model of generational family entrepreneurship, now proudly operating with third and fourth generation of Valeni family at the helm, continuing a legacy of craftsmanship, integrity, and dedication to the community. Whereas Valeni Lumber has contributed significantly to the local economy, sustaining jobs and supported countless building projects in the region while preserving the values of hard work and family that founded the business now. Therefore, be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature pause in its deliberation to acknowledge Valeni Lumber upon its occasion of the 100th anniversary, and be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of a resolution suitably engrossed to Valeni Lumber. Now, I've known the Valeni family probably since I started my house in 1985 when I started building in Poston Kill. There's a lot of lumber over at my house that came from the sawmill. Great people, great friends. I wasn't there for the earlier part of your 100th celebration out at the sawmill, but I got there later on to see the best fireworks display that Rensselaer County has had in a while. And just a great, hardworking family, great people, always there if you need them. Been a member of the Poston Kill Business Association since it started. I'm a member with them. It's they're just great people all the way around. And I'm proud to call them friends, and this is a well-deserved commendation. Thank you very much.
We're all meant a few words, but I want to thank you guys. We're eternally grateful for this honor, and we're grateful for the community around us because we wouldn't be here without them. So, thank you.
Anybody else?
I'll actually shake your hand.
That's fine, right?
That wasn't mine.
It's alphabetical. It is alphabetical.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Hey, good luck to you. I'll need it. One of these guys is going to sneak up and knock me over again.
Be careful, yeah.
Congratulations. You've drawn sawdust out there 60 years. That's pretty cool. Something going on. 60 years. Pretty success.
Okay, I believe that is the end of our presentation portion of the night. Thank you to all the folks who showed up tonight in various capacities. It's just great for us to be able to honor each and every one of them. Thanks for joining us, Phil. Okay, next we have 4 speakers signed up. First speaker is Mary Ellen Adams. I will remind folks, since we only have 4 speakers, the rules of the regular meeting is that typically we allow 3 people to speak on the same subject, but I've been letting that go. So if you want to come up, you'll have 5 minutes to speak. Just say your name and address for the other folks who don't have this list. And I'll first call up Mary Ellen. Absolutely, sure, yeah. Yep, Tim, you want to come up? She can come and sit right in the chair next to Phil if she wants to. She wants to sit up on the dais.
Sorry, the shortcomings of babysitting. I'm just trying to understand there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for letting us speak to the Rensselaer County Legislature. This is a message from my wife, who unfortunately could not be here tonight. I was very disappointed to see that the Democratic Minority Office amendment to their resolution was not passed out of committee. I commend the Republican Majority Office for their work in creating a resolution to urge the New York State Department of Transportation to step in and uphold changes recommended by the 2024 traffic study, but it is not enough. Brunswick badly needs a moratorium on new construction and development. We need a momentary pause in order to take a step back and see what needs to be done to improve our safety and quality of life and implement some of those changes before we keep adding to our existing problem. Hoosick Street and its worsening congestion are not just a problem to the Brunswick residents, but to everyone in the region. It is a major artery for the shipment of goods traveling in and out of state and access to Alt 7, 87, and I-90, as well as a major roadway for emergency services. Residents of Brunswick are not fighting to stop growth. We just need a brief interlude to plan and develop thoughtfully with the necessary infrastructure to support that growth. I believe most of the people in the community would welcome a dining option that wasn't one more of 9 fast food restaurants. There are many other needs in the community, but they do not include an 8th gas station and yet another mattress store, tearing down housing and green space when it could have just moved into the vacant mattress store across the street. We need time to develop a new plan to grow thoughtfully rather than recklessly. It is also crucial to preserve our neighborhoods and to continue to provide the feeling of our small town. We deserve to feel safe. We deserve to be able to mow the lawn, let our children play outside, go for a walk without constant fear of speeding drivers and dangerous road rage. We deserve to step out our front door and not be assaulted by continuous construction, 24/7 lighting and noise, and brake squealing, horn blaring, and profanity-filled traffic jams that starts as early as the morning commute. Just because my home is located near Hoosick Road, my family should not be made to feel that we're being sacrificed for the greater good of the rest of Brunswick. I have attended Brunswick Town Zoning and Planning Board meetings. I have voiced my concerns and provided detailed examples and possible solutions whenever I can. I have reached out to our representatives individually. Many of my friends and neighbors have been doing the same, and for years. We have had little response and certainly no resolution or compromise. It is incredibly confusing and disappointing that our local level, our own elected officials, haven't been listening. Last week, however, we were filled with hope that our county legislatures have finally heard our pleas and listened to what the community had to say. That is why I ask you tonight to please discuss and consider the many benefits of also calling for a new construction moratorium. Party lines do not matter, neither should personal friendships, businesses, or other concerns. And as our representatives, please put the best interests of your constituents at first. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, Mary Ellen, you want to come up now? Sure, of course.
Hi, I'm a Brunswick resident, and I attended the public forum last week. That was very interesting. It was quite a learning experience. And there was a lot of excitement, I think, as it seemed that the concerns residents were expressing were being heard, and then there were 2 resolutions discussed by the different legislators. In retrospect, and thinking about it, the concerns may have been heard, but I'm not sure they were addressed, as the resolution presented by the majority, while it's a step in the right direction, I'm not feeling confident, as there are a lot of people not sure that there's enough motivation there to make the Department of Transportation move forward. So that was disappointed. I hope that you hear the seriousness of what the residents feel that traffic is causing for us on the road and for the drivers, as well as for all the neighborhoods adjacent to Route 7. Most of us have been around long enough to know that nothing happens to the status quo if there's not a catalyst for change. And I feel that the catalyst for change would be the pause on new construction development in Brunswick, because otherwise there's not really a reason for anything to change, I don't feel. So we just ask that you respect the comments that were made and work together, because it seemed like there was a dialogue last week, and collaboration with the merge resolution has the greatest chance of having any results for those of us in Brunswick along Route 7 and drive it daily. So please listen to your constituents. Let us feel that we truly are being heard. There is a responsibility by New York State Department of Transportation, but there is one also on the town. And if you look at the 2024 Hoosick Road study, the list of recommendations are there, but there's also a chart that says who's responsible for it. And DOT is not responsible for all of them. They have a key piece, but they are not responsible. The town does. And we can't remove local accountability. The pause can help us prevent the current problem from getting worse, which we all do in our houses. If we have a small leak, we do something before it gets to be a big leak. So that simple analogy. Reaching out to DOT can help the town to maybe implement the interventions faster. That would be wonderful, but without a pause, that's going to make the problem worse. These interventions are in years. When you look at that study, the short term is years, the middle term is more years, and the long term is another study, so that's another 5 to 8 years. And if we don't do something now, by the time they get to the mitigation that's listed in this 2024 study, they're going to be looking at another study in 2030, and the traffic's going to be that much worse. And so we keep spending money, but we aren't doing anything. So please, please work together on this. It's not a party line. This is a quality of life for everybody in Brunswick and who travels it. And I don't know how many of you travel it frequently, but if you do, I mean, we're well known. That's what Brunswick's known for as an entrance, is Route 7, which is not something I'm very proud of. I have some letters, and I don't know if this forum allows it. There's people that spoke last week who, when they heard that it wasn't a merge resolution, did write and asked me to present it. And I know we did lose at least one speaker. I think Sue is not here any longer. She couldn't stay. So can I just ask, I know there's people that aren't comfortable. Is anybody in the audience that feels the same way I do but not speaking? Just raise your hand so that there's somebody else you can see that there's other people out there that feel this way, but they're not looking to get up and speak.
Yeah, so please feel free to present those to the clerk. Yep.
I think I lost one in the side of my car.
And you said Sue Vitolins is not here,
Yes.
right? Okay. Okay, our last speaker is Mary Beth Bruno.
My name is Mary Beth Bruno. I live in the town of Brunswick. I respectfully request an amendment to the resolution regarding Hoosick Street traffic. This amendment would merge the minority and majority resolutions to jointly urge the town of Brunswick to place a moratorium on new development. This pause is critical to achieve any change in Hoosick Street and to address the long overdue and desperately needed change. Such a pause would allow officials at every level to come to a conversation for a progressive and thoughtful solution to addressing growth and the pitfalls that come along with it. I'd like to emphasize that this is not stepping on anyone's toes. It's a call to action. It's a call for you to represent your constituents. Just today, it was in the newspaper that Elise Stefanik, I'm going to read the headline, Stefanik urges Canada to improve wildlife prevention. Ms. Stefanik made that plea to address the fact that poor air quality is impacting her constituents in New York State. In closing, I'd just like to remind everyone that last week we heard that the DOT, with the support of the governor, will be reimagining 787. I ask you to have the same vision for Brunswick. Reimagine the town of Brunswick and Route 7. Thank you.
Okay, that is the last of our speakers. We'll go right into our meeting. Just pull up the time here. Okay, so the legislature is called to order at 7:08. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Bailey?
Here.
Mr. Cassell? Mr. Choquette?
Here.
Mr. Fiacco?
Here.
Mr. Fleming?
Here.
Mr. Gillespie?
Here.
Mr. Genrin? Mr. Grant?
Present.
Mr. Grimm? Mr. Harrington?
Present.
Mr. Leverage?
Here.
Mr. Maloney?
Here.
Ms. Nichols?
Here.
Mr. Patiri?
Here.
Mr. Rogers?
Here.
Ms. Weaver?
Here.
Mr. Wysocki?
Here.
Mr. Zaluski?
Here.
Chairwoman Hoffman?
Here.
There are 18 present and 1 absent.
Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Grimm? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
You don't want me to do it?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Usually we do the invocation, don't we?
Don't get things confused, Phil.
Sorry.
What do you want me to do?
Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Invocation, Mr. Grant.
Thank you. Can I ask for a moment of silence, please, for our friend and colleague, Daniel D.J. Gitto Jr., who passed away unexpectedly recently. Thank you. Heavenly Father, during the meeting this evening, we will discuss many things and make many decisions, but we never want to lose sight of our gratefulness. Thank you for your faithfulness and provision in our lives. Thank you for each person in this meeting and the unique talents and perspectives they bring. We thank you for the opportunity to gather together and work towards a common goal. Amen.
Amen.
Mr. Harrington?
Madam Chair, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 8, 2025, and approve the minutes as printed.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Presentation of petitions.
On file?
Presentation of communications.
On file?
Reports of commissions.
On file?
Departmental reports.
On file?
Reports of standing committees.
On file?
Local laws.
There are none tonight.
Okay, G, 29725.
G 29825, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
So are you reading 298?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
A resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 29825.
G 29825, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 29925.
G 29925, resolution authorizing the use of consortium contracts Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 325.
G 325, resolution authorizing and declaration of surplus equipment and authorization to sell boat and trailer, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 30125.
G 30125, resolution authorizing an agreement with Mission Critical Partners for CAD phone monitoring and services, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 30225.
30225, resolution authorizing the execution of contracts for the purchase of course aggregates, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 30325.
G 30325, resolution authorizing the purchase of highway equipment, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 30425.
G 30425, resolution authorizing the reclassification of clinical administration positions and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Mental Health, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 30525.
G 30525, resolution authorizing purchases from the New York State Office of General Services contract for fuel system design and construction, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 30625.
G 30625, resolution authorizing the declaration of surplus equipment and authorization of the sale of surplus highway equipment, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 30725.
G 30725, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Probation, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 30825.
G 30825, resolution confirming appointment of Deborah McGrath as Rensselaer County Director of Tax Services, County Executive, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
I just want to recognize Deb in the back. Thanks for being with us, and congratulations again, Deb. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. Congratulations, Deb. Thanks for all you do. G 30925.
G 30925, resolution amending resolution G 23220, authorizing supplemental agreement number 1 and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31025.
G 31025, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the gun-involved violence elimination GIVE partnership and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, District Attorney, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31125.
G 31125, resolution authorizing the purchase of 1 Ram van, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31225.
G 31225, resolution reclassifying 1 position and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31325.
G 31325, resolution authorizing the chief fiscal officer to issue in-rem tax foreclosure surplus funds to prior owner, county attorney, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31425.
G 31425, resolution amending G 50724 and in the 2025 Rensselaer County Capital Projects Fund budget, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31525.
G 31525, resolution authorizing extension of the ballot by mail grant, Board of Elections, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31625.
G 31625, resolution authorizing extension of the general elections grant agreement, Board of Elections, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31725.
G 31725, resolution authorizing extension of the cybersecurity remediation grant program and amending the 2025 adopted Rensselaer County budget, Board of Elections, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31825.
G 31825, resolution authorizing a grant extension and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Board of Elections, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 31925.
G 31925, resolution authorizing a grant extension and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Board of Elections, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 3/2025.
G3 2025 resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget sewer district introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2125.
P 3/2125 resolution appointing members to the County Fire Advisory Board introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, Weaver, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2225.
P 3/2225 resolution commending Maura Collins for being named the 2025 Capital District Sportswoman of the Year, introduced by legislators Harrington, Casal, Maloney, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2325.
P 3/2325 resolution commending the Twin Town 10A All-Star Team upon being named the New York State Little League State Champions, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Bailey, Fiacco, Grant, Generin, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2425.
P 3/2425 resolution commending Ron Barner upon being installed as the District Deputy Grand Exalted Ruler of the Great North Hudson District, introduced by legislators Grant, Hoffman, Bailey, Fiacco, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2525.
P 3/2525 resolution commending W.J. Lyons Jr. Funeral Home, Inc. upon the occasion of its 75th anniversary, introduced by legislators Rogers and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2625.
P 3/2625 resolution in memoriam of Donna Reardon, introduced by legislators Leverage, Choquette, Generin, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2725.
P 3/2725 resolution commending Oakwood Cemetery upon the occasion of its 175th anniversary, introduced by legislators Grimm, Nichols, Fleming, Gillespie, Weaver, Zaluski, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2825.
P 3/2825 resolution commending Capital Roots upon the occasion of their 50th anniversary, introduced by legislators Grimm, Nichols, Fleming, Gillespie, Weaver, Zaluski, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/2925.
P 3/2925 resolution recognizing September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month and Rensselaer County Goes Gold Month, introduced by legislators Grant, Hoffman, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3025.
P 3/3025 resolution turning Rensselaer County teal in recognition of Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, introduced by legislators Grant, Hoffman, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3125.
P 3/3125 resolution recognizing September 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as United States Constitution Week in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3225.
P 3/3225 resolution declaring the month of September 2025 in Rensselaer County as a month of remembrance, introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3325.
P 3/3325 resolution recognizing September 2025 as National Preparedness Month, introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3425.
P 3/3425 resolution recognizing August 31st, 2025 as International Overdose Awareness Day, introduced by legislators Generin, Rogers, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3525.
P 3/3525 resolution recognizing September 2025 as National Recovery Month in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislators Generin, Rogers, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 3/3625.
P 3/3625 resolution urging New York State to preserve historic Martin Dunham Reservoir and Dam in Grafton Lake State Park and utilize available state and federal funds to repair and protect this vital resource, introduced by legislators Patiri, Wysocki, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 33725.
P 33725, resolution urging the New York State Department of Transportation to implement traffic mitigation measures identified in the 2024 Hoosick Corridor Road Study, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Mr. Zaluski?
I would like to motion to amend this resolution on the floor.
Okay.
If I may, it's two changes to the resolution. I think many people in this room feel that the resolution as it stands right now is inadequate. It does not address the problem at hand in any meaningful way. It's a small step, but the most meaningful step would be pausing development in Brunswick. And again, when we talk about urging resolutions, we're not telling Brunswick, you have to do this. We can't force them to do anything. We can only give them the sense of this body that we feel that we've heard the voices of people and that we feel that the current resolution is not adequate enough to address the problem. So this is what I'm proposing for language. Currently, the title of the resolution is Resolution Urging the New York State Department of Transportation to Implement Traffic Mitigation Measures identified in the 2024 Hoosick Corridor Road Study, and then I would add, and to temporarily pause development of new commercial construction. And then the other amendment would be adding a resolved, probably as the first resolved or somewhere in the resolved clauses, resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature respectfully urges the town of Brunswick to temporarily halt further new commercial construction along Hoosick Road until the traffic congestion and associated quality of life concerns are adequately addressed through the implementation of the mitigation strategies outlined in the 2024 Hoosick Corridor Road Study. That's our proposal.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Grimm?
on the amendment, I would just like to say, once again, we heard from the public.
I want to second the amendment.
Hold on one second. Yeah.
Second the amendment.
But I'm speaking before we.
You have to second it before you can
Okay.
speak.
So I have a motion, and do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Nichols is a second? Okay.
On the
Mr. Grimm?
amendment, I would just like to, once again, remind this body that we represent the people of Rensselaer County. And certainly last Wednesday, we heard from the people of Rensselaer County. They begged with us not to have any politics involved in this. This is about the matter of life in Brunswick. It is also for all the people that visit here, that pass through. Hoosick Street is a problem. It has been a problem for years. Not pausing development will continue growth without addressing the problems that we have at hand. We heard people speak last week about how their whole quality of life has changed for them. That their children can't play in the streets, they can't walk their dogs in the streets, they worry about the pollution that they have to suffer. I think we're turning our backs on our constituency by not adding this amendment to this resolution. Thank you.
Okay, I have a motion and I have a second. We'll take that to a vote. Are you ready? Okay.
On the motion to amend.
On the motion to amend, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have 6 ayes. Opposed? Nay. Okay, so the motion is defeated. Yes, sir. I can. Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll get back to the original resolution of P 33725. All those in favor?
I'd like to request a roll call vote on this, please.
Sure, 1 second. Mr., yes, did you want to say something?
I would have.
Mr.
that's all right.
Gendron? Okay.
Yes. So going back to this, I've heard talk about the character of Brunswick and green spaces and the quality of life. I grew up in Pittstown, traveled that road for over 40 years. And to be quite honest, I was quite disappointed when we moved houses from one side to the other to let Walmart come in and take out all the cornfields. I was disappointed, to be quite honest, when McDonald's came in there. But halting the construction now, when everything's pretty much done at this point, putting Hannaford down there, taking more green spaces away, You know, in the beginning, I was really against all that, being a, you know, a hunter and outdoorsman and, you know, an avid outdoorsman, but talking with Gordy Christensen, town council out there, they haven't raised taxes in over 20 years in Brunswick. We're able to cut property taxes for multiple consecutive years because of the sales tax that that corridor generates along with others. But that's a major revenue of taxes for us. I don't think a mattress store or a gas station is gonna add to the congestion. We see the Highlands go in over on McChesney Avenue that took out cornfields and built, I don't know how many condominiums over there, townhouses, many. Over at the end of Town Hall Road on McChesney, we took out cornfields and put houses in. Hoosick Road, we saw Sonic come in. We saw multiple businesses come in up and down Hoosick Street, and I didn't hear anything until this very meeting. And I think to be quite honest, they say it's not a partisan issue, but I think this is all coming up just because it's election season, just something to throw at the wall and trying to hold their backs to. But we thrive on capitalism, sales tax. The character of Brunswick, from what it was, is long, long gone. People that moved into that area already moved in when Walmart was there, when all these stores were there, and it's already been blacktopped for over 20 years. So to say, let's halt the commercial development, we're gonna say halt the houses, or we're gonna say stop all the offshoots of Hoosick Street that run through Troy, stop all that? Or we're gonna stop the construction in Hoosick Falls, Pittstown, Bennington? It's a main artery. The congestion on that road has been like that for many, many years. Nothing is changing over a mattress store or a gas station going in. This is really a state issue. There's been studies done in '99, and I was one of the ones disappointed traveling that road that they didn't do something in '99. Right at Mr. Subs right there at the top of Hoosick Street, they never even put in the right turn lane. That's a merging lane where everybody's racing to get to the one point right in front of Vallejo. It causes the bottlenecks. So this all could have been avoided a long time ago if the state stepped in and did something about it, but they chose not to do it. So urging Brunswick to stop commercial construction, we're not doing it for Troy or anybody else. Why is Brunswick being singled out? Should we stop building homes? Building more homes and having that many more people reside in Brunswick, that's what's causing traffic jams, not a new mattress store or a gas station. So I can't support this resolution, and the character of Brunswick changed a long time ago. And that corridor is a massive source of revenue, keeps the taxes low in Brunswick, and allowed us to cut property taxes throughout the county.
Mr. Jedrick, could I just clarify? The amendment was voted on already and did not succeed.
I'm talking about the resolution we're
No,
about
he's
to
talking
vote on.
about, we're on the resolution
You're
now.
not supporting the resolution that is urging the state to.
No, I'm not, I'm sorry, I'm supporting our resolution, but I'm saying I can't support what they were saying about the change of the character.
Because what you actually said was you're not supporting the resolution.
I understand what you're saying, but I just wanted to clarify, sorry. Thank you for
I got
clarifying.
it. Okay, we're asking for a roll call vote on this, please.
Mr. Bailey?
This is the resolution, okay.
Mr. Choquette?
Yes.
Mr. Fiacco?
Yes.
Mr. Genron?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Harrington?
Aye.
Mr. Leverage?
Yes.
I'm sorry, hold on one second.
That's all right.
Mr. Maloney?
Yes.
Mr. Patiri?
If I may,
Mr. Patiri?
I do not believe it's in the power of this legislature, nor should it be, to tell any town how they should run their legal development of their community. That would be like people of Hoosick Falls telling people of Troy, we don't want them to build a swimming pool. Okay? Everybody has a town and a town board. They make their decisions, not us. If we see a problem like we do, and we agree with you on Hoosick Street, we go to the state, who has to approve the construction of these buildings on the state highway. At this point in time, they must not feel there's an issue. We do. We're doing it the proper way, telling the state we expect an answer to their findings. And when we get their answer, and we don't like it, we'll have to address it at that point in time. But we do not, in this legislature, tell towns how to develop their communities. And I vote yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Wysocki?
Yes.
Mr. Fleming?
If I may.
Mr. Fleming?
Yes, I'm gonna vote yes on this resolution, even though it's woefully inadequate. It would be better if we addressed urging, not telling any town what to do, but urging the town of Brunswick to listen to their constituents. But I'm
Thank you.
voting yes.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming.
Mr. Gillespie?
Mr. Gillespie?
I will be supporting this as well, but last time I looked, it says Rensselaer County Legislature. We represent everyone. Yes, we do have towns and cities, but we represent all of the residents of this county. So to me, you know, my colleague on the other side talking about, you know, we shouldn't be telling, you know, towns and cities what to do. That's Rensselaer County up there. We represent everyone.
Thank you.
Mr. Grimm?
If I may, Madam.
Mr. Grimm?
You know, we are the voice of the people. And the people came and they spoke to us last week. So what we do collectively throughout our county is support our residents. Our residents came to us and asked us to speak to the town of Brunswick about this problem of Hoosick Road. So therefore, we do have an obligation to support our constituency. It doesn't matter what village, town, or city they are in within our county. We are the umbrella over all of these municipalities. And we agreed last week. I felt like we came to somewhere in the middle of the aisle here, that yes, you know, the state could do more, and the town could do more. The city of Troy could do more. I thought we were all going to work to bring all of these entities to the table. And certainly tonight, we're not going to do that. But the state is part of the problem, so I will vote yes on this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grimm.
Ms. Nichols?
I'd also like to speak.
Ms. Nichols?
I will also be supporting the resolution, echoing the idea that this is solely completely inadequate to what's being called for and what's been characterized as a political issue. That's a really sad thing because it's not the minority party who lost an amendment today. It was the voice of the constituents that you have in the town of Brunswick who haven't been heard. They're the ones who have been rejected. They have been unheard once again and ignored, and the resolution failing to incorporate what they were asking for reflects that. Even so, it addresses one piece of the problem, and so I'll support the resolution.
Thank you, Ms. Nichols.
Ms. Weaver?
Ms. Weaver?
I echo what Ms. Nichols said. I am, however, going to vote yes on this.
Voting yes, you said? Okay, thank you.
Mr. Zaluski?
I guess I'll.
Mr. Zaluski?
Please. We had our invocation, and I think at the end of the invocation, Legislator Grant said we should work toward a common goal. That was the last thing you said. And last week, we thought we were working toward a common goal. And here we find ourselves this week, and we're not. We're just not doing that. Everyone in this room, including people that are speaking in support of the resolution that's in front of us, and I will support the resolution because of course, it's fine. But everyone in this room knows that it doesn't accomplish what the residents are talking about. We all know that. We all know that it's not gonna put a pause on the, in fact, by asking the state to step in now, what's the timeline for potentially taking action? A study, maybe a year, work being done, a couple more years. So developers could look at that and say, oh, we're looking at, 4 or 5 year time frame. We better get our applications in now versus, oh, maybe I was hemming and hawing about putting something in, I'll see what I'll do in the future. It almost creates a clock that could exacerbate the problem. It could, I don't know for a fact, but it could exacerbate the problem. So what we're talking about here is not going to address the whole problem. Legislator Gendron was talking about taxes being low. I'm a big fan of that. Trust me, in Troy, where we're paying pretty high taxes, I'm jealous of the low taxes in Brunswick. Don't get me wrong about that. Like, that's great. But taxes are, I think you said already, that you haven't raised taxes in years. So we're not saying we need to start closing businesses down and suddenly the tax base is going to be affected. It's like, let's try and stay about the same or have smart growth. Make the development smart development, be a little more careful with what we're doing because the problem has just gotten to the point where it's untenable now. So the tax situation is not, the revenues will stay the same. No one's saying we want to lower, have less tax revenues coming in. As far as it being a partisan issue, it's unfortunate that it's turned into that. It really is. It should not be a partisan issue. And I know Legislator Gendron mentioned it's an election year, and I don't think there's any Democrats running in Brunswick, to the best of my knowledge. It's not an election issue. It's literally people came to us and said, we've got a major problem happening in Brunswick, and we listened and took some action. We took the action that we think is appropriate. It's state action versus town action. You need both. Legislator Maloney last week, and I know Legislator Pateri also talked about, it's not for us to tell Brunswick what to do. But we have no problem passing resolutions that tell Joe Biden, stop the immigration, and Kathy Hochul, rehire the corrections officers, or you don't fire. We've had no issue telling other entities, quote unquote, what to do, and they probably ignore our resolutions. We had a joint resolution for the Burdett Birth Center to try and keep that open. That's in Troy. We wanted to keep it going, and everyone came together. So we're always passing resolutions that seep into the towns and the cities in our county, asking them, hey, this is the sense of our body and what we'd like you to do. It doesn't bind them to, these are non-binding resolutions. But I'm really disappointed that we couldn't come together on this and say, like, there is a problem. The people that came to speak to us told us what the problem is, and the action that we're taking it just does not match what the issue is. It's not going to address it. It takes us, like I said, a small step, but it doesn't get us there. So yes, I'm going to support this, but I'm very disappointed that we didn't, quote unquote, work toward a common goal on it. I vote aye.
Thank you, Mr. Zaluski.
I may.
Yes, Mr. Bailey?
The major issue from what we've heard is the traffic and the highway. We're addressing the major issue, which is the highway and the traffic. It sounds to me like the people have gone to the town and have expressed their feelings towards the building in the town. These are the people that live in that town going to the town boards there. If the town board is not taking that, an urging from us isn't gonna push that any further along. We're going after the main part of the problem. We're sending an urging to the state to take care of this issue, the highway, which it isn't a county highway, but we're urging them to work on the highway, to do something with this recommendations that they have, the study that they've already got. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is going at, you may call it the small part of it. It's not the small part, it's the major part of this whole issue. The traffic on Hoosick Road and the traffic going up and down Hoosick Road. The building, there's what, 2 more stores going in, or a gas station and a store? But the traffic is still gonna keep going up that highway. Even if they stop the moratorium, the road is the thing that's the issue. If they stop building, unless you fix the road, you're still gonna have that traffic going up and down that road. It's people going to Vermont, people going to Hoosick Falls, it's people just passing through, going to New Hampshire. That's the major part of this issue, not the moratorium on stopping 2 more businesses from going in on the highway.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Bailey. Can we finish the vote, please?
Chairwoman Hoffman?
Yes.
18 ayes.
Okay, so moved. G 33825.
G 33825, resolution of the county legislature of the county of Rensselaer, New York, imposing taxes on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services and on occupancy of hotel rooms and amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 33925.
P 33925, resolution appointing Rensselaer County Auditor, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
Okay, so this is a resolution appointing our county auditor. As you know, Lori Ruffinen had retired some time ago. We were looking to fill the position with just the right person. And I know we have found that person, and it's with Jonathan Goebel. He has been an employee in our enforcement division for several years, has done an outstanding job increasing revenue, really automating that process, and besides that position, has worked for the county for, I believe, about 25 years, where he also worked in county EMS, handled a lot of our grants and a lot of the, finances and capital projects for the county down there. So I'm proud to be able to offer this resolution, and we can proceed with the vote.
All in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. Jonathan is with us. Jonathan, congratulations on your job. Get right to work. I know you've been working with Shelby already on introduction of our committee meetings, so thank you for that. That's it, Mr. Maloney.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Mr. Loveridge, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you, everyone. Be safe going home.